Hey guys, welcome to the first edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Nerdy. I'm of course Trex, and alongside me is the rest of some of our Nerdicast. We have Stevie B.
Hi, guy. What?
Oh, we love Stevie V.
You make me cry every day.
Every day?
I think he dies a little inside.
And of course, we got Preach,
What up?
and we have Castastic
Hello.
and Peanut.
We don't have a name for you. Token. Is that
What up?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
So here at Good, the Bad, the Nerdy,
NAACP, please don't come after us.
For on my own free will.
Yeah. He said free will. E.
I love that movie.
Wow.
So here at Good, the Bad, the Nerdy, this is our review for Thor: The Dark World, where we're going to give you guys the good, the bad, and spoiler, the nerdy. So let's talk about the good. So the story sets off in, of course, Asgard. We have the Dark Elves, led by Malekith, are trying to grab this extremely powerful item to bring the darkness back into the universe. So, Stevie B, what was the good for you for this movie?
It's hard to give a spoiler-free good thing. I really like the story. It got very Star Warsy there for a while. Guess that's not
Woo.
really spoilery, right?
You're jumping to the bad already. Let's stick with
is
the
that
good.
bad?
We're sticking with the good.
Really bad?
It's not really bad. It just
For me, it's sort of good, but for other people,
it,
it kind of teeter-totters, I guess. There's a lot of action, a lot of comedy. I feel like Loki kind of stole the show. I feel like once Loki got into the movie, like prominently, am I using the right word? I don't know. Predominantly, like the movie definitely got like 30 times better. I feel like he's like the Iron Man villain. You know, he's like once he gets in the but is he even really a villain?
Anti-hero.
Yeah, but like once he gets in the shot, it's like the movie jumps and it's much better. I did like how the way this was done with Iron Man 3. I felt like, why aren't the other Avengers helping? With this one, there's definitely not any way for the other Avengers to be like, okay, I'm coming to help. With Iron Man 3, we got a lot of that. So, because the story was good, action was good, it's very emotional. There's a lot of emotional things that went on, so I enjoyed that. I didn't cry, I almost did, but sad things happen.
They
Fun
do.
things happen. But yeah, that's what I liked about it.
We Token.
Just go preach.
well, I don't think I almost cried or anything, but there's definitely some emotional parts in the movie.
He lied.
Yeah,
he cried. He cried.
Okay, shut up. Stop telling everybody. Anyway, but no, I mean, along the same lines, the Star Wars stuff didn't bother me, but it still made me feel. But then it kind of gives me an idea where they're going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's going to be the kind of weapons you see, the ships you see, the stuff you see in that one. So it gives you a little heads up on what to expect from a Marvel space movie. So just essentially what they're going to make. I agree with you on the why aren't the Avengers in this? Makes sense because there's not a whole lot they could have done. They would have all got jacked up, seriously. But and you know it, don't?
These are gods and mortals.
Yeah, but
Gods or immortals.
but anyway,
Just saying.
good thing as I'm glad they took it out of the small town of New Mexico and put it in like a big city setting, kind of like the Avengers with New York and everything else. I thought that was a good touch. You know, put it in Greenwich. Like, really? Who would expect anything to happen in Greenwich? But this awesomeness did.
Yes.
So.
Cass.
I thought visually it was really great.
Especially the part where he had his shirt off.
Oh yes.
Only one time.
That was very enjoyable. Turn that into an hour. Anyway.
Whoa! Whoa!
Sorry. But I'm kind of. I don't know. I'm so out of it this weekend. I'm kind of on the fence about like the Star Wars kind of reference, like the sounds and stuff. Like it was cool, but it's like I want to keep the universes separate and make it very clear. I think it was kind of mixing it. But the good, I just thought it was great all around. I didn't cry, though. I was kind of proud of myself.
Okay. No heart. What about you, Peanut?
What?
Apparently, Mike cried.
I teared up.
Oh my goodness!
Mike
I mean, it was an emotional part. Very emotional.
Oh wait, you got to save that for the last piece.
Yeah.
The spoiler
Yeah, for
piece.
people.
We're getting there.
First off, I just need to make it very clear that I need to rewatch this movie. We watched it very late at night, and I was up very early. So my recollection of the movie was not that great, but it was.
So it's Stevie B's fault.
I didn't have him up early.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, you did.
But it was. I really liked the direction that they're taking it. It's going to be interesting to see, like you said, with the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be interesting. You know, I like what they've done so far, but now this is taking it to a completely new direction. So, you know, still kind of waiting to see what else is going to happen.
Yeah, I too was really happy that we got more into Asgard, just more setting for it. It was nice that we were in London. Even in I think it was maybe the Avengers that they actually said that she was in London already, because he was just trying to hide her from there.
Yeah.
For me, Christopher Eccleston playing Malekith, the leader of the Dark Elves, was a fantastic choice.
The Doctor.
Yes, he is the Ninth Doctor.
Oh wait, that was the Doctor Who guy.
That was the Ninth Doctor. Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, Marvel. Appreciate it.
Wow.
It looked like Lord of the
Now I hate the movie. It sucks. Don't go see it.
Got him down. But
Who's Doctor Who?
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I'm confused.
But the story really had. There are a lot of people who complain about the plot points for the movie that I just didn't understand where it started off slow, and most times a movie's going to start off slow, trying to find where it needs to be. But once, of course, Loki showed up, movie skyrocketed, and it just went for the ride all the way to the end of the movie, and even the post credits, and then the really post credits. So. Overall, the movie storyline was pretty solid for me. I completely enjoyed my time with it. It was very entertaining. The new cast choices that they did with Hogan and Fandral. We saw Chuck as Fandral, Zachary Levi. That was a nice little turn.
Yeah, most people noticed that the redheaded beard guy.
Okay.
And the
No,
source-
the redhead beard guy is Volstagg, and that's the same character.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm
You're
sorry.
talking about the blonde-headed guy that was like a fencer.
Yeah, they changed his character and the Asian guy.
Yes.
Oh, like Raphael from Soul Calibur.
Looks just like Raphael from Soul
Yeah.
Calibur.
Like, I mean, that's exactly what I think.
But let's also understand Fandral came first, not Raphael.
Wow, I'm
no, this
I
is
mean,
this is how we
just wanted
get
to-
things.
Woo!
Say.
Dial
Calm down,
it, dial it back a notch.
To reference something that I know.
Okay. I got
Okay.
you.
And then maybe other people.
Calm
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Urgh.
You won't do shit.
No, I won't. I'm.
No, not you.
Oh.
Probably not.
All right. So what else?
All right, so here we are with the bad of the movie. All right, guys, good luck.
I do have something.
You have something.
One thing that kind of bothered me in the first half of the movie, Anthony Hopkins' acting, man, his like speech, like the way he would talk, he was like jumping around. It wasn't like I remember thinking the first Thor, like I was like, what a perfect Odin, the way he spoke to Thor and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was just some scenes where it was like, huh.
The dialogue seemed to be a little
Yeah.
lacking for him.
You think he just like phoned it in?
Yeah, I don't know. The second half was great, but like the first half when he was like having one-on-ones with Thor, I was like, "What? Okay." Like,
You didn't get the.
It felt rushed.
Well, you were supposed to get a heartfelt father-son talk, but you didn't get that. You didn't feel like that's
it just felt like two
the
guys
attitude he
talking
was
old
putting
English
across.
to each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much as a king to a subject. Maybe.
Like the
Yeah.
way the
And
way
he kept-
Thor talked back to him was you could tell that was like a son talking to his father.
And he kept
But-
pausing at weird spots too during his speeches, and I thought it was weird.
I
And he
also
would-
blame
Oh, like
that being
unnatural.
And he would like emphasis weird thing. I don't know. Like I just remember thinking, because
Put the wrong emphasis on the wrong
Yes.
syllable.
exactly. But I like it's in the very beginning too. Like there's some at the very beginning of the movie where I was like, oh, all right, I hope this still is good because that wasn't very good.
You talking about where he was doing like explain the story about the
No,
Dark
it wa-
Elves?
No, he was
Was it the speech with Loki?
yeah. It was it was a speech with
I
Loki.
know exactly what.
And
scene
like
you-
and then that acting with Loki too. I didn't really like Loki's acting at that part either.
Yeah, that was probably out of the whole movie. That was probably the worst you saw Tom Hiddleston do right there. Like after that,
yeah.
it was awesome.
But that's the worst thing I could think of. Other than that, I really enjoyed it.
Preach.
Oh, go ahead,
No, I was just gonna say it sounds like everybody just wants to call the movie Loki.
dude. Everybody agreed. Like when he showed up, the movie took a giant turn for the awesomeness. It was still a very good movie prior to that, but it got better. I'm with you. Like just Odin's speech. Overall, though, like if somebody says there's plot holes or bad plot points, I don't know a ton about Thor in the comics or anything, but based on the Avengers movies and everything, like you said, the post credits, I see where they're going. I don't want to obviously not spoil it yet, but iffy about what they're doing there. I don't understand it just because that's not what I know. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do it well and it makes sense, then I'm okay with it because it makes sense in a movie verse, not just a comic verse. Because I don't even know where those came from, so to speak. Anyway, but I just know what they are from my childhood. So,
Right.
But outside of that, man, like I thought that the fight scenes were good. Everything, and then I walked out of there and I said that movie was epic. Now we got a buddy of ours that posted on Facebook that said Thor 2 movie of the year. I'm not gonna say that, but it was definitely good.
That buddy was
So-
actually
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh. He does. I call him Dougie Fresh. He hates it. It's Doug, aka Feedback. He does our intro now for the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
But he put on Facebook and said Thor 2 movie of the year, and I was like, no. And then somebody also said on Facebook that he felt that Thor 2 was better than Captain America, and
See, it's really
that's
hard.
tough.
It's really hard to say one. I don't like saying any of those movies are better than any of them because without any of those movies, the whole universe just falls apart.
Very true.
So I mean,
Yeah.
you really do need all of those movies for this to continue.
Right.
You know.
Mhm.
So I mean, I personally love all of these Marvel movies so far. I mean,
So Pino,
the
for the-
continuity is amazing.
for the parts that you were awake for Thor 2,
Yeah.
did you find anything bad with it?
Bad. I really don't like not knowing how to pronounce some of the names.
Meow meow.
Mjolnir.
I mean, like some of the other universes. I mean, they
Oh,
they
you
put
mean
it up,
the other realms?
the other realms? Yeah, sorry. You know, somebody who's not familiar with the comics at all. You know, I'm just a moviegoer. I love the movies.
It's also just a lot of German.
it really is. And,
People that read the comics don't know how to say the word.
We do not.
either.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they didn't break it down by
Fandango
syllables or
is
anything
one
for
guy's
you?
name
No,
to
they
me.
don't have it- they
'Cause I
don't
don't know how
have
to
it,
say
like,
it.
broken down in the comic
No.
books. Oh, okay. I thought maybe they did.
No,
They don't
that-
even have it pronounced. No, it's just a
No.
word.
Well, you know, but it was a good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was Star Warsy. I mean, hell, they got Padme in it. So
good,
I
good
mean,
call.
You know, that's another thing I didn't like.
What do you,
I would say.
why
this,
did you say Paul?
I
like-
said good call
Oh, good call. Oh,
about
like
Padme in
the-
Star Wars.
yeah.
the-
I mean,
Jane Foster and Thor? There was like their interactions. There was a scene on Asgard where it felt like episode 2.
yeah.
Oh!
exactly.
And I was like, okay.
We've been
And
here.
It was very awkward. And I was like, okay. I think it's because Chris Hemsworth is like so much taller than her. And he's like, kind of like, hey, girl. You know, like.
I mean, yeah, she's
I do feel like.
she's a tiny chick.
I was like, why are we with Jane Foster when Sif is right there? Like, I don't understand this. I would much rather bang Sif than Jane Foster. Like, why? Why?
well,
The blasphemy that just came out of your mouth of that, I don't even know her real name, being hotter than Natalie Portman. To stab
Jamie
you.
Alexander.
No. Okay.
No. In my opinion,
I mean, that's all opinion based because I'm
Yeah.
with Steven on that.
No, okay. And see, I'm 100%
I mean,
Natalie
it's
Portman.
I think it's a lot of it has to do with the costume.
Well, it's not.
You
You
know
know
what,
the costume is that we're getting so off base there, but it's not. Even it's not even the costume. It's the fact that she's like a tough girl and she can defend herself, and
All right.
she's got his back, and they got.
Well,
his
I mean,
Watch
Natalie
this.
Portman. Oh, wait,
Natalie
spoilers.
Portman in the white outfit, okay, from Star Wars, and Sif side by side. So you're looking at Padme Amidala. You would take Sif over Padme.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah,
chance.
definitely. Padme. First off, Padme is like jailbait.
In story.
So-
What just happened?
In real life, no.
We just took a.
Okay, sorry.
We just took a nosedive.
Where did Peanut just go with
I
this?
know.
All right, we're done.
The plane
Because
is
we're about to
crashing.
get. Yeah.
The plane.
Let's get back
No,
on
pull the
here.
nose up.
Cast.
Pull the nose up. Pull it up. We're
Trying to
saving
pull
it.
it up.
We're saving it right now, Mike.
No,
Cast.
Cass,
Mayday,
Cass, you're
mayday.
bad. You're bad. Come on, get your bad in there before we crash. What didn't you like about the movie? Go.
What did I not like about
Yeah.
it? Oh my god, like they were totally flying around like TIE fighters.
Ah.
What is this?
What did I call it?
B-wings.
B-wings. They were
B-wings.
B-wings, man.
Be more specific.
Wow.
Wow, just smack him in the face.
He's really close. He's pushing it today.
No violence.
I'll
A little
claim
bit.
it later.
Okay. So
That was it. Just they're just the B wings.
you said last night
Sound effects.
about the speed.
What speed?
Felt like the movie was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It
so
was
far.
like
I
that.
believe it's
It was
the.
kind of hard to like keep up with like really like what was
I
with
th-
what
I-
was going on.
I think I said this the other night when we left. I believe that it is the shortest Marvel movie since the whole Avengers Iron Man thing.
That's right.
It was just a little. It was like an hour and 45 minutes, and none of them have been that short.
Yeah.
They've all been 2 hours, easy 2 hours plus. Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
you can pull
Oh,
most of them, and they're like
I'd like to watch.
they're like 128 minutes or 130
Yeah.
something minutes. Yeah, so that
Hulk is pretty short too. The second.
you're talking about the Incredible Hulk
yeah, the
with
Incredible
Edward
Hulk
Norton.
was a little shorter too, on the shorter side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
anyway.
could.
All right.
Yeah.
So
For me, for the bad, as much as I love the movie, it was in fact the Star Wars references that we found in this movie, and not even references. It was blatant in your face.
You mean with like Asgard looking like Naboo?
I'm not worried about that.
we'll get into it more in the nerdy, but there's a scene that happens in the movie where there's a Star Wars The Old Republic trailer,
Oh yeah.
and it's just I showed those two the trailer last night, and they were like, "Wow."
I mean, I just watched this.
Like it
Yeah.
literally just, and I was like, "Okay, all right."
A lot of the critics out there were talking about the plot points, which was a bad thing. Was we didn't get the Dark Elves enough screen time. We didn't get enough history. The beginning of the movie with Odin giving the story of the Dark Elves and Bor, for me knowing about Thor lore, that was good enough for me. And even for a person who didn't really understand it, I would think that would be enough information. The fact that
No, not for me. It wasn't for me.
I
I
think
mean, I'm being serious because darkness. Okay, what does that mean? They're gonna turn out the lights?
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
really all that I was understanding is they just wanted to be dark.
Yeah, the Dark Elves ruled the Dark Universe technically before Asgard became Asgard. Before actual goodness and everything came into the universe, before Bor and his army came into existence, the Dark Elves ruled the universe. And
Okay, well they didn't say that.
they did
Yeah,
Oh, they did
in the
Oh.
beginning.
yeah.
They did.
You must be
They said in the beginning. It was kind of like the
Like
in
I
the
said,
beginning
I did
speech.
sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
They said like it was almost like in the beginning there was nothing but darkness.
Yep.
So it was almost like a Bible verse. But I agree. Like there really wasn't enough. Like there's a battle in Asgard with the Dark Elves, but that was it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you see the Dark Elves on Earth, but they're like portal jumping all over the place to get away from them. Like you never see nobody fight them. I think everybody, like Thor, really only fights. Malekith
Malekith.
and the one other guy, and that's it. That's all. Him and Loki. I mean, that was it.
yeah, even coming from the comic books as well, we really only knew Malekith as the Dark Elf, and that was it. That was all of the Dark Elves. So, with this movie, I will agree that maybe a little bit more focus on the Dark Elves, maybe a little bit more plotting could have definitely helped. It was, of course, it was Thor heavy. It was a lot of uneasy Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Oh, God, I hate that. That is the horrible love scene, horrible love chemistry. But that, I felt it in this as well. Just a little bit. As you mentioned, it's like, you know what? That first kiss was really forced. Just really
The
forced.
last kiss was forced too.
The last one at the end of the credits.
Yeah.
And for me, that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Are we spoiling now? Because that's
Yeah,
what y'all
in
jumped
the
to.
ugly.
Like I almost did, and I'm like, it's really hard to talk about this movie without really talking
That
about
was
this movie.
not. That was not a spoiler, really.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause
Somebody's
they
gonna
kissed.
comment
they
spoilers.
They kissed at the end of the movie. Oh God.
But you know what?
But
Yeah, Thor and Loki is pretty hot.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, tongue and all, it was great.
I mean,
Before we go-
they're going for a new.
And before we go to spoilers, I have to give props to China for a movie theater in the Asian countries because they definitely used the wrong poster. They actually used a fan made poster with Thor holding Loki and not Jane Foster.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
did.
did. I saw it
That
online.
is awesome.
That's
I
hilarious.
remember that.
Yeah, I need to find that.
Like Loki was where Jane should have been, and Thor's arm was like around him like this. or
And Loki
something.
was just so.
And he was, yeah, his hand was on his chest.
I should make my own.
It's
version.
like,
I think I'll make my
whoa,
own
what
version.
happened here?
Thank you, Photoshop. And here we are with the spoilers. All right, guys, nerd up.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Best part of the
I was
movie.
really excited about that.
Captain America. I woke up and Captain America was on the screen, and I said, "What the?"
On the screen in Asgard.
Yeah, in Asgard, and he was like running around, running his mouth at Thor. And I was like,
Dude.
"Wait a second. And then he all of a sudden switched back to Loki, and
You woke up
Immediately.
at the wrong
yeah, I was
spot.
immediately awake for like another 15 minutes. before
Best
I-
part of the whole
I felt
movie.
like
I
asleep.
think that my brain stopped at that moment and was like when he said, "What about one of your new little friends?" And like time paused, and I was like, "Which one is he going to turn in?" Because clearly I knew then that he was going to turn himself into one of the other Avengers.
I think Iron Man would have been
and
better.
I was like, "No, I think Cap is perfect. I think
how Chris Evans did the Captain America, how Loki would portray Captain America, it was perfect. It was
Yeah, that was pretty weird, wasn't it? It was the actor portraying his character through another actor's point of view.
Inception.
Yeah.
But and I
wild,
said this
dude.
when we left the movie theater. I said that was the best part of the whole movie because every time he turned into somebody, it was still Loki's voice.
Yep.
But when he turned into Captain America, it was Chris Evans. It wasn't Loki's voice, and I was like, that is absolutely incredible. So that was one of the best parts for me. And like you said, the comedy relief in the movie, that was probably the funniest thing that they could have done.
There's some pretty good twists too, like
Oh, yeah.
when or even in relation to Star Wars, Thor losing his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
there's a lot of Star Wars parallels."
There's I just
A
thought of
lot.
that parallel like just now. Like,
But I mean,
What do you do? You can't help it with space movies, man.
well, not only that.
well,
the Lucasfilm symbol at the end, the sounds.
Okay. First off,
The reason why the sound's so familiar is
Disney
because
owns
they're-
Marvel. Disney owns Lucasfilm.
because they're probably reused Star Wars sounds. We probably heard those.
I mean, we heard the.
and I mean, is that really? That's not an issue for me because
No.
to
No,
me, it's
it
like
wasn't. It wasn't
What I think is funny.
unbearable.
What's the villain's name in this?
Malekith.
What's the villain's name in the Old Republic?
Malekith.
No, it's
Oh.
Malgus.
Darth Malgus.
Darth Malgus. Yeah. There are some similarities. Yes.
Yeah,
The fact that they look alike.
they definitely the uniform they were wearing is pretty spot on to each other. So it was just that scene when the ship comes crashing through like what's it called?
The Great Halls.
The Great Halls of
Halls.
Asgard, because he crashed right
It
up
was
to the
like-
throne.
and they all come out. I was just
It was Star Wars: The Old Republic. It was the opening cinematic for Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, and they come out shooting, just like that. And then Malekith walks out behind them all, like.
Yep.
So that movie was incredible. And you think it was better than Captain America?
Well, see,
I can't go there. I don't want to go. I'll have to wait for Thor 2 to see compare. I'll compare it to Captain America.
I tell you
Winter
what,
Soldier.
it will not hold a freaking candle to the Winter Soldier. Based off of that trailer, if that movie sucks, I've never seen another Marvel movie. I'm just lying. I will see another Marvel movie.
Why would you even?
We'll never
make
see
that
another
statement?
Batman movie, right?
You're still watching more Marvel movies after watching Iron Man 3. So
This is true.
I
But,
mean, even after
uh,
revisiting Iron Man 3, it gets better with each watch. To be perfectly honest.
Well, what
To me,
makes
it
Iron
does.
Man what makes Iron Man 3 good for me now is the one shot that he was telling me about that they're doing with the Mandarin.
There's
We did. We discussed it on the last podcast.
yeah, we did. So
Yep.
Yeah.
One shot.
they got Ben Kingsley back to film more scenes as that character. So there's a lot of rumors going around if like what he's there for. And the two big things was that he was actually the Mandarin the whole time, just
And he
playing
just-
everybody,
He just played because he knew he was there,
or that he got plastic surgery made to look like the actual Mandarin.
and the
Ben
Mandarin was really out there somewhere.
Yeah, so
That guy was really an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben King. Okay, the guy you never see me
And
coming.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
But
I
that's
got
what
it.
you think about the one shot he just told you about, where you're not sure now if that was really the Mandarin and he was playing Tony Stark, or if that was an actor playing the Mandarin and the Mandarin is really out there. Because one of his biggest taglines is, "You will never see me coming."
Okay, yeah.
So
what we're gonna do?
we're like, ah!
But that to me, that'd be a
Save.
forced twist.
No. It would make sense because that's what the Mandarin does. That's the kind of things he does.
So
He's
Well,
not
again, this
he's
has
not just a
absolutely-
global
this is-
terrorist. He
this is
does
a
stuff like
completely
that.
different universe.
the
too.
whole time he was on Asgard, that's where the problem is. Mandarin was trapped in Asgard, and he got out of the prison when the prison broke out.
Mandarin was not in.
I know. I got
What is
you.
wrong with you?
I was like, I know I wasn't asleep that long.
Oh, dude, could you imagine
No.
if, like, in the background you saw Ben Kingsley like a Mandarin? Like, if you go back and watch the movie, everybody at the jailbreak scene is now going to be looking for that.
And now
You're
everyone's
welcome.
gonna Go rewatch the movie now.
And now there's a scene of him going.
Well, he doesn't have them all because that's
Was
and see
that-
that was what I was talking about. The way
Well-
seems like they're doing the Infinity Gems.
What if the 10 rings is an Infinity Gem?
One of the 10 rings?
No, like the 10 rings together are an Infinity Gem.
God no.
You don't think that'll work?
That'd be horrible.
But does that not seem like
Are we
what they're
talking
doing?
about
Is
this?
that the
It's a probability.
the
but
Infinity Gems are like actually different
They're
artifacts?
Horcruxes.
They're artifacts they
turning-
get.
They're turning.
Put them
the-
into the stone. Yeah.
They're turning the Infinity Gems into. Excuse me. I'm sorry. They're turning the Infinity Gems into artifacts, which makes sense because I was talking to Jim Shelley. I bring him all the time. Flashback Comics, shout out. But he said he was reading comics and all that stuff was new, and he said they had the Cosmic Cube, and he was like, okay. But then they came out with the Cosmic Cube was the end all be all power of the universe. It controlled everything. And then the Infinity Gauntlet came out, and it was the end all be all of the universe. It controlled everything. And he was like, so now that those two are in existence and we're kind of starting afresh, it makes sense because now it's not. Now you're taking what the Cosmic Cube can do, or the Tesseract can do, and it's badass, but it's not
It's
the thing that runs the universe.
it's badass by itself, and now you got the ether,
yeah,
which is badass by itself.
yeah.
But if you put the two together, you got more badassness,
Right.
and then you're gonna have more.
So, but I don't know what other I don't know. I guess I don't Marvel that much to know what other artifacts you could use.
Dude,
Like so.
I mean, how many gems are there? There's 5, right?
five.
There's 6 gems.
Six
Infinity
gems.
Yes.
Six
Okay.
gems.
Yeah, because there's one on the top, right?
Mhm.
And then there's one for each finger.
Yep.
Okay. So there's 6 gems. So obviously we've already seen. Everybody saw the gauntlet in the first Thor movie,
He was there
and
for, like,
it did not
25
have,
seconds.
and it did not have the gems in it.
Nope.
I don't know if anybody saw that, but it's you see where the gems are supposed to be, but there's no gems. So it's just the gauntlet.
Okay.
So I could see, like he just said, where they're going with. They're going to take the artifacts. The artifacts are going to harness the energy into the stone somehow. They're going to get put in that gauntlet, and there you go.
Yep.
And we got a serious problem.
Well, Kevin Feige did say that like that is going to be the thing. The Infinity Gems is going to be like the talk of all the Marvel movies. So I think with the future movies,
So,
we'll see different things pop up in each movie that'll be an Infinity Gem.
so the Tesseract showed up in Captain America, correct?
Yes.
Well, it showed up at the end of
Thor.
was it Thor? Yeah,
Yeah.
it cut the post scene in Thor, and then it was a prominent part in Captain America.
Right.
All right, and then we had the ether in Thor too. So are we going to have another artifact?
We'll save this
in-
discussion for our podcast.
Well, I'm just saying, are we going to have another artifact in the Winter Soldier? It just seems like that would be the route they're going.
I don't know.
So
Now, of course, with any Marvel movie or even comic book movie, you have to give homage to the original source. When you saw Malekith, he didn't have. Of course, I'm the person who knows Malekith. He had Malekith is actually that half black, half white thing. That's actually Malekith. I don't think he was burnt in the comic book like they did in the movie. I think he was actually born that way, but adding that effect to the movie put a more prominent role into Malekith really wanting to kill everybody now.
Well,
Especially how he was like, no, just keep it. I don't want to be healed. Just keep it like it is.
it was a very emotional
And,
moment, man, when the mother died and you saw it coming, like, because you know it was about to happen, and it was just like, oh,
The hammer is about to drop.
yeah, don't stab her, don't stab her. Oh, he stabbed her. Like, and I
I
feel
will
like
say I got choked up.
I
But I
was.
didn't cry.
I definitely didn't cry. But you could feel the emotion.
Yeah.
It's when you heard Thor scream, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was like, where were you, bro? Like, you're 3 seconds early, and you would have been able to stop it. Like, ugh. But it was.
The character development for Loki was definitely a prominent fact.
Well,
So Loki definitely showed more character development in this movie than we've really ever seen him. The fact that we already knew that he hated Odin, and really, I mean, he hated Odin just because of what happened, and he found more love from his mother than Odin, and of course, Mom goes bye-bye, and Loki loses it.
well, the scene where, like, he drops everything and he's sitting there, like, all.
Disheveled.
Yeah, that was really.
You know what I did find? Okay. What I did find weird about that
What?
is you just saw him all disheveled. Okay? And then Thor lets him out, and then the next scene you see is where they're walking down the hall before he starts changing into everybody. He was not disheveled anymore.
Oh, he cleaned up very well.
Like, very fast. Like,
He mastered his illusion. I mean,
I get it, but it
he's
was
not
just
gonna
like,
walk out and let everybody see that he was emotional about it.
and I agree, but it's just like all of a sudden I was like, huh?
And I actually
All
looked
right,
for
whatever.
it. His outfit is sitting in the cell. It's, like, off to the side, but it's sitting in there. And I'm
Oh,
sure
was it?
he took a bath or something. And I'm sure, like, Asgard has something where it's, like, instantly clean buttons.
No,
stand-
I'm sure they have to. Do
Well,
it the
and
old-fashioned
like,
way.
I mean, we just watched him change into 4 different people like that.
Not only that, I
So-
mean, he could have took a shower. They didn't really put that in the movie. Although I did feel like there was a part that got put in the movie just because people won't say anything about it. Like there was like a 5-second scene of the Dark Elves where the big dude was like, "Yes, heal master. We will get them when you're done healing."
Yeah.
And it was like end scene. It was like literally 30-second scene. He was like, "Heal master."
Like, why did that need to be in there?
Well, so people weren't like, "Well, where are the Dark Elves this whole time?" Well, you knew that guy just got electrocuted in the face, and you probably need a breather.
I think there should have been more of the curse in there too.
You like the
Oh yeah,
Like
the
the
with the
curse.
stones
Yeah.
where they
I don't think one was enough to showcase Thor's fighting ability.
because that one
really
was
Yeah.
kicking his ass. So
That's right. So if you guys haven't gone out and see Thor Dark World, be sure to head out to your local movie theater and catch it, or catch it on Blu-ray and DVD when it comes out next year. The next Marvel movie that we're all looking forward to is, of course, Captain America,
can't
the
get here
Winter
quick enough.
Soldier. Thank you
And,
guys for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for more The Good, the Bad, the Nerdy. Thank you guys
This
so much for watching. We'll see you guys next
This guy
time.
right here, this Jesus,
Deuces.
killing me.
But we're trying to figure out how to say Thor's hammer, like how that is actually said.
Thor's hammer.
Yeah, why did you just call it Thor's hammer, right? It's Mjolnir?
Hang on.
Mjolnir?
Oh, oops.
Mjolnir?
I was playing around with the site.
Mjolnir? Manor?
Uh,
Manor? What is this?
hey, it's a YouTube video on how to say it.
A YouTube. Someone made a YouTube video on how to say the name of Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir.
Let's play it one more time. Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, they also tell you how to pronounce Voldemort.
Voldemort. We know how to say that.
Well, it's you all say it
What
in
are some of the
French.
comments on this? The comments on the thing are pretty funny.
On the like some of them are meow meow.
That's how you say it. Meow meow. Meow meow.
That hammer really needs to buy a vowel.
I just need to buy a vowel. There's like one. Mjolnir.
But yeah. I logged in just to say Oi, F you. French isn't weird. Have a nice day.
Wow. Anyway, I'm funding the Xbox One,
Oh, YouTube.
so Heather doesn't get mad at me for spending my actual paycheck money. So this computer is behind me. I'm working on PC. It's spare time, extra cash. Buy the Xbox One, but you can't be like, you used money to buy the Xbox One.
You use money.
I'm still gonna use money, but I'm gonna use money I earned on the side. Instead of a prostitute, I sell my services. Best Buy makes it real easy to sell your services because they charge an astronomical amount. Thank you, Best Buy. Am I even allowed to say Best Buy?
I don't know.
Who cares?